The following content is only suitable for viewers over 18 years old. Please adhere to age requirement. Viewers' discretion is advised. Please like and subscribe. Mistake with the Alpha by Xterian. Chapter 6. Jalen's point of view. I might be desperate to find my mate, but that doesn't mean I like ladies who don't have self-esteem. I hate cheap ladies the most. I don't like audacious females. I hate them with passion. The females I always have are those who cower at the sight of me. They let me do whatever they want when they are on my bed, and they wouldn't act up when I send them out. I love it like that. I could remember when I was sent to the human world to go have their education from my child. I never like any of them. They behave too casually to me. I'm an alpha wolf and I have my pride. Well, I wouldn't totally blame them because they don't know. I know even their most powerful can't stand the weakest of us all. We don't deal with humans because they are so cunning and wicked. A long time ago, they captured a werewolf and tortured him with their machines in the name of wanting to create more. Ever since we've done our best to stay away from them. Even if one stray to our kingdom, we make sure he or she is returned without revealing who we truly are. I was really boiling at what my phone had. I felt like my phone had been defiled with an unholy thing. How dare Sally do such a thing? How could she give my private line to a slut? I roared. This was Hort that took over for me in my alpha voice. So this made Max to bow. I was seriously angry. Well, I have a bad temper, and anytime I fly to rage, even my alpha parents would cower. I've tried to calm this rage, but it seems like I'm born this way. Most times I would have gone angry and hurt people before I knew it, and this was really a pain in my asterisk. My mother and father were so disturbed about this rage that they found a lot of physicians to help me out, but it didn't even change a thing. It was one day on one of my visits to the village that an old woman told me the solution to my rage is my mate. I could vividly remember how she told me, "Alpha, the solution to your rage is none else but your mate," she said, bowed and left. I didn't fully get her, but I know she was talking about me finding my mate, and that was when I became so desperate, and now it's been over 3 years, I haven't found her. There was a time I even gathered everyone in the pack to a feast just to find my mate, but everything was to no avail. I already gave up on finding a mate, but I was still angry about it. Alvin didn't say anything. He just bowed, waiting for my next action. I myself know I was overreacting, but I couldn't help it. "Get me Sally?" I ordered. Alvin stood up immediately and walked out. Alvin's POV. I really feared for the girl who sent such pictures to Jalen. Her stupid act has gotten her into a lot of trouble. Not only her but poor Lori, who gave the number to her. Sally ain't one to make such a mistake to send someone so slutty to have the alpha's number. How on earth then did this happen? I've known Jalen since we were pups. He was a very sweet young pup before he shifted, and we crave for each other's company. His father and my father are best of friends, so we see each other daily. When his father was the alpha, my father was the beta. Jalen became so gruesome when he shifted. Normally a usual werewolf would at least reach the age of 15 before they can be able to shift, while for the alpha wolf would be at least 13, but Jalen's own wasn't that. He transformed at the age of 9. It was a shocker to everyone, because Jalen's shifting was too early. It was also painful that we all thought it was gonna kill him, even though I was a pup. The vision of that day couldn't leave me. It was on a very peaceful day. We just took a break from our training. As a rule in our pack, we start our training immediately and we learn to walk. Jalen and I were always training together, so that morning we were together. "Ah!" Jalen screamed, touching his head. I looked at him, not knowing what was happening to him. "What's wrong, Jalen?" I asked him. "Ah!" He screamed again. This time the scream was louder than before. A bit rang throughout the training ground. Everyone paused whatever they were doing. This time Gemma ran to us. He was clearly confused at what was happening. "Jalen, what's wrong?" he asked, holding him in his hands. "I'm having a huge headache," the little boy cried out, with his body trembling violently. Before the Gemma could say anything, we started to hear sounds, like bone cracklings, like shifting. "This couldn't be," Gemma muttered. "Get the alpha," he roared to no one in particular. I know with that look the Gemma knew what was about to happen. He even dropped Jalen, which he had carried before. I, on the other hand, was so scared for my friend. His little body was in pain and no one could hold him. Little body, I say. Yes. No one could ever think that Jalen would be more huge than I, because when we were pups, he was smaller than I, that some even thought that he might even be dwarfed. But now looking at him at present, he's almost giant. So I, being a pup, began to cry as my friend cried out in pain again and again. I didn't have the slightest idea what was happening. The alpha and my father's beta came running to the scene. I immediately ran to my father. Dad, Jalen, I cried out. My father tapped my back and said to me it will be sorted out, with a stiff smile. How on the moon goddess could this be happening? The alpha shouted. I think his Volf is coming out, Gemma said. You think I don't know that? My goodness, he is only 9 and his body seems too small to embrace the pain of the shifting, the alpha said. Jalen screamed again. Dad, do something, I cried to my father holding his hand. Alvin, I know you are sad, but there is nothing I or anybody can do about it. He would have to embrace the pain, he told me. But he's in too much pain. I didn't believe that my father or the alpha couldn't solve the problem, because I know they could fix anything. Yeah, I know, he patted my back. We stayed for over an hour before Jalen started his shifting final stage. Immediately we saw his fangs. We knew it had finally started. His transformation was slow, and with his screams we knew it was extremely painful. By the time he was standing on his 4 paws, we were all amazed and mesmerized at the same time. Jalen's Volf was skinned like a tiger. It was a huge Volf. What we have always known is that your Volf is your size. We wondered how such a huge Volf could contain a little boy like Jalen. Its eyes were silver and fierce. Wow, the alpha said. We all have moved back when his transformation started, because most wolves get aggressive on their first shift and an alpha Volf will be 5 times aggressive. Now his father moved forward to check if he was alright, since the Volf was just looking at it. Jalen, are you alright? The alpha asked. The Volf snarled to show anger. I'm not Jalen. I'm Hort, he said in a terrifying wolfish voice. ... Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to stay up to date with new videos uploaded. Also check out our next video in the series. Thank you.